What is going on, everybody? Welcome to lunchtime. It's lunchtime with Clydesdale, and I'm back. This is my 13th day in a row doing a show. Can I just say, the people that do daily shows, like Savon, I don't know. It is a different world, man. Like 5 days a week, it's really easy to kind of come up with topics because the Sunday show is very much like planned out from the week. It's all the news. It's a rundown. It's all this kind of stuff, right? The daily show, the lunch show is like, let's have topics to talk about. And coming up with topics every single day is crazy. Crazy. This is 13 shows in a row. Thank God we had the age group games last week. So Winter, thank you very much. Trade Olive, 13 days of bliss for the Clydesdale followers. Yes. Corey Trap City Leonard in the house. We got Helson, who's rubbing salt in the wound. Micah Parsons Steele really sucks for us Bears fans. We got Amanda. We got Corey himself. We've got Vicky, Meredith, Ken. Yeah. Howie's here. Got Joseph Ramirez. Yes, it is lunchtime. So, yeah, 13 days in a row. But guess what, guys? I am taking tomorrow off. It is the start of the college football season. Here in Columbus, it is a big day with Texas and Ohio State going nuts at noon tomorrow. The town's going to be crazy. College game days here tomorrow. So, yeah, the town will be hopping. And Lee Corso's last college game day. I've watched Lee Corso since I was in college, and that was, we barely had TVs then. And yeah, it's going to be a sad day when he's gone. But it's time. He's 90. It's time to move on. He has done so much for the sport. And yeah, really just excited to see his last show, and that he gets the due that he deserves. And then we can just move on. Yes, Joseph. We are Penn State, and they play tomorrow at 3:30. Can't wait for that. Trade Olive, I care about for college football lists in the WFP. So college football is just like I like it a lot. Don't want to get in a serious relationship, but I like it a lot. I do care about my Penn State guys. But the NFL is my love. I love the NFL. We'll get into that a little bit next week as we roll closer to that. But we are going to talk a little WFP today, for sure. And but I want to start with, did everybody take the CrossFit quiz that Hiller put out yesterday? I love trivia. I love trivia nights. I love trivia games. I grew up as a board gamer with my family. We played Trivial Pursuit all the time. I just love trivia. I was so bummed that in my old age that the 3 seconds really killed me on the CrossFit trivia game. It was right there on the tip of my, and I couldn't pull it in time for the 3 second buzzer. But I went 60 for 100. Some of those I never would have got, but the one that got me, it's so stupid. The one was, what is the workout that is 800 meter run, 400 meter backwards, 800 meter run, 400 backwards? I swear to God, we did that workout 4 times a year when I first started CrossFit. And I just couldn't get Griff out in 3 seconds. I just couldn't get it out. So anyway, He definitely hit max retirement age, and Scott's bummed about 8 more years. I'm not bummed about it. I just want to get there. Clydesdale fantasy football. I didn't know there was an interest. If I get 8 to 10 people who want to do it, throw it in the comments on YouTube. If I get 8 people, I'll put up a league. We'll do a fantasy football. I'm in another league with family friends, but I'll do one here. Ken Walters, I suck first 3 rounds, 28 to 30. Won't tell my last 7 rounds, knew nothing hardly. Yeah. So if you're in, put it in the YouTube comments, because these ones will go away. So I need to go back and like look through who all said it. So if you can just put it in the comments below and not in the chat, then I'll be able to count it up. And we can do a Clydesdale fantasy football for sure. And I'll see if Jamie or Carolyn want to do it as well, so they can join in. So there's someone at my door. Hold on. My dog has lost his mind. Don't even know why. Oh, just a telemarketer. Oh boy, hate that. Anyway, yeah, I don't need to talk that much college football. I'll just watch a little bit tomorrow. Be good. So anyway, yeah, the quiz was fun. If you haven't taken it, it's worth the 10, 15 minutes if you like trivia. A little bit of L1, a little bit of games. Just it's a good like dichotomy of kind of everything that's out there. So lots and lots of fun. So check that out on Hiller's channel. WFP. I don't know where I want to start with this. Let's start with how this morning went. They had a 2-mile run. That's the only event that's been done so far. We'll go ahead and pull up the leaderboard. This is the men's side. No surprises. Ricky Garrard takes the win. It ended up coming down to a sprint. Yella Hosta passed him on the last straightaway, and then Ricky passed him again, and Yella pulled up almost immediately. And I actually asked like Carolyn and them, did Yella pull up because he hurt himself, or did he pull up because he was out of gas? They believe he's out of gas. Let's hope that's the truth. He slowed down considerably when Ricky passed him. Maybe he just knew at that moment. Roman took 3rd, Sprague 4th, and Luka Jukic took 5th. Sam Quant, kind of the big surprise in the top 10. So yeah. And then the other big surprise for me, until I found out, Yonakoski finishes dead last. However, I found out that his wife had just given birth, and he flew home for the birth. Boy was born on Tuesday, flew back for that, from that, and then into this event. That cannot be good on the body. Corey Leonard, Oliva, I must have missed the whole thing. I went to their site and couldn't find it. It's there. I had a hard time finding it this morning. It was not an easy find. I would just say that. I actually had to type into Google World Fitness Project live stream, and then it took me right to the page. But before that, I could not find it. You can rewind the live feed, but you can't pause it. There are 30 in the pro field, Ken. So anyway, Corey, I don't think it's about the birth that affected his run. I think it's flying from Finland to the States and then immediately jumping onto a course to run. The replays are available on the website as well. And they're saying they'll put them up on YouTube soon after. Now, if we go to the women, as Trent Olive is jumping ahead, and that's awesome. There we go. This was pretty much the Amy Kringle, Emma Lawson show for much of the race. They were out ahead pretty much the entire time, keeping the same pace. Then at the end, Amy kind of took the lead, never really relinquishing that again. But the crazy thing was Laura Horvat came from out of nowhere to jump 5 spots in probably the last 200 to 300 meters, passing everybody and right behind Emma Lawson. So she only finished less than a second behind Emma Lawson, and she was like clearly in like 7th or 8th place coming into probably the last 400. So that's crazy. The race conditions not as bad as it was supposed to be. Looked like a nice morning in the desert. Some rain puddles they had to kind of run around, but other than that, looked like a pretty decent course. David, you have to grab the thing on the bottom and pull it to the left, like the little dot on the bottom. So yeah, fun race there. To round out the top 5, Sydney Wells, Lucy Campbell, Emily Rolfe there in 6th. I think what made Laura even more impressive is these 3 women that she passing Sydney Wells, Lucy Campbell, Emily Rolfe in the last couple hundred meters. Those are great runners, and she blew by them like they were standing still. So Joseph said, it's so hot there right now, the concrete was sweating. That is a possibility. So anyway, there's your lineup. It was funny in our chat. Someone said who takes last, and it was between Kyra, Annika, and Danny, and we all took Danny, and we were all correct. So there it is. So that is what was happening at Mesa this morning for the WFP. So we're off to a big start. The big workout for this afternoon is 5 rounds for time, 4 and 3 rope climbs, 20 strict handstand push-ups, 20 double kettlebell squats, and 10 burpee box jump overs. That comes this afternoon if you care to view. Trade Olive, I'd take Danny's run time. Yeah, she was a full minute and a half behind the field. And it's still not a bad time. So there you have it. The one thing I wanted, so I'm always dogging on WFP, always dogging, right? And I don't want to always do that. So I did want to show some things that they're doing that is pretty cool. So we got this email today. And it's assets from this weekend. And so like it actually are all the headshots of the athletes. I don't know if I can, there's Colton, you can kind of see, but they sent us like all the headshots of all the athletes. That's one good thing they do. They're supposed to have like action shots in here too. I haven't seen much in the folders for that. But that's pretty cool. It's been really hard keeping up with their media because they've like slammed it all into this week instead of using like the dead time to put media out. They're like slamming everything right before the event, and it's really hard to kind of keep up with everything. So yeah, the multiple languages is cool. I want to know how much it's used. Like they can say it's cool and it's bringing in new audiences, but how many are actually even using it? So anyway, lots and lots of media. But what I haven't seen, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is what the real storyline of the WFP should be. Right? Here is the issue to me. The storyline of the WFP at this point is you have people with pro cards, you have people who want pro cards. The people who want pro cards have to take the pro card away from the people who have them. Right? That's the storyline. I want it, you have it, I want to take it. Yet there's no graphic saying that these are the people in danger of losing their pro card, and these are the people who are hopeful to get a pro card and are in position to do so. That's the storyline. If we don't know who these people are, there is no story. They are assuming if they're not doing this, that we just care about who wins. And I'm not even sure all the athletes care who wins. So if the athletes don't care, why should we care? What they need to do is you have this bubble, right? We talk about it in March Madness with NCAA basketball. There are teams that are in, teams that are on the bubble, and teams trying to get in. That's the storyline. Not who's going to win and who's going to lose. It's who's going to take this from that person. That's where the storyline is. If you listen to Colton yesterday, that's kind of the beauty of it all, is that you're going in trying to take something away from someone who has it. And in Colton's mind, he believes they got it unjustly and he should have had it in the first place. And so he wants to go take that away from his competitor. But there's no graphic telling us who that all is. And I'm almost afraid to feel, I feel like they are afraid by making that graphic, they think they're offending the athletes who aren't doing well. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. But that is where the storyline is. There are they have to make it to Copenhagen to compete for that thing, right? And there are people that are already Barbell Spin, who doesn't even like the WFP, put out an article about the people who already have it locked up to get to Copenhagen. Getting there is a first step to taking that thing away. But we should know at this moment, like if I'm the WFP, these are the people that are fighting for their lives to keep theirs, and these are the people coming after it. That is where the storyline is, and nobody is selling it. Again, WFP are doing some things well, but there's some other things they're really dropping the ball on. Really dropping the ball on. The season and concept is cool. Just the approach or agenda is sus. I couldn't agree with you more, Eric. I think that their season structure is cool. It is better than CrossFit. It is easily to understand. But you've got to tell us, you got to feed us the story. It is a very easy infographic. Yes, Kyle. Yes. That would create so much more excitement. Vicky, agreed. Total missed opportunity. They could hype it up like trying to grab a heavyweight title bout, etc. Yes, these people have something. These people want it. Who are they? Who's in the best position to get it? Trent Olive, you're the perfect person to say this because of course you know very little about the points because they're not telling you about the points. They're just la-di-da, kumbaya. We're all here to have fun and we're all here to compete for the athletes. No, tell us the real story. That's 100% the case. You can't be inclusive if you're being competitive. Well, you're still being inclusive. You're just grouping them into a thing where they're in trouble and may lose their pro card. Holly, I don't even read the Morning Chalk Up anymore. Got too frustrated with paywalls for every article I wanted to read, so I just stopped reading. Trish, we all were struggling with the website today to find the stream. But they have appeared to block off any feedback. Listen, not only are they blocking off feedback, I have heard from sources that people who give them feedback no longer work for them. So not only are they blocking it off from us, they're also, when they say they want it and they are given it, they don't like it, and then you somehow are no longer with them. Ken Walter says this is the nice start to a WFP rap. Kumbaya la ti da. There we go. Scott, stop trying to make pro card happen. It's not going to happen. Listen, I'm not making anything happen. It's what they call the entity that you try to get. Call it what you will. Call it the paycheck. It's the thing that gets you money as an athlete. Colton wants one. He wants money. He feels like he was discarded by not being given one when they started. So he wants to take that away from someone else. Call it the pro card, call it the paycheck, call it whatever you will. It exists. We can't act like it doesn't. So anyway, Winter, this Trent Olive, I'm sorry, got the name wrong. Trent Olive. It was not Saxon that told me that. I've heard it from several other people. I've seen Mean Girls, but it was like many, many years ago, and I don't remember it like you guys seem to. So I apologize. Wasn't a fan the first time. Did they really have a 20-minute time cap? They did. It never came into play. I mean, Danny Spiegel beat it by 3 or 4 minutes. So. Jody, I watched it. I don't know. I must have been a young 20-something when I watched it, and I just didn't get it as a dude. My daughter does love it. I think her school actually did the play and when she was in high school. Howie says, sorry, Scott, watching from behind. Do you think they are not showing scores so they can let someone in next year that should not qualify? Basically, they do what they want. Well, I think the points are public knowledge, and it's the top 20 point getters from all three stops. So if you know where they've placed and you can add up the points and you can know who the top 20 are. But if they're going, like we said earlier, if they are in fact going exclusive, there are going to be some people that turn that down. So it's going to be a very interesting year of who gets them, who doesn't. Speaking of your daughter, please tell me she didn't take back the boyfriend. She did not. We are still completely blocked and separated. Yeah. Not coming back. Hopefully. Ever. So anyway, I did make my picks to win. I didn't go beyond that. I think it's too hard to pick with the WFP and what they have going on. And that is that. So what I had to find weird reasons. And so on the women's side, I'm picking Emma Lawson to win. I think that when I watched her Unbreakable with Jack Farlow, I think she has found her love again for the sport. And because of that, and not taking part in the game season, she is fresh and peaked. And I think she will do well. So I'm picking Emma Lawson to win. Although I made these picks before event one, and Laura coming back and taking third in that first event has me a little scared. And then on the men's side, I think it's going to be either Colton or Dallin. I both think they weren't happy with their games performance, and so they want to turn it around with a better performance here before they go into the off season at Tier SoCal, Wadapalooza SoCal, and Rogue, and at least get something under their belt before they do so. Someone who didn't compete at the games will probably win. They're all fresh. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I don't think it was a beat up games. It was only 8 events, right? 8 events, 9 events. Why am I blocking at this point? 9 events. And like talking to Carolyn, like she was ready to go a couple days later. Amanda, I'm pulling for Emma Lawson this weekend. Same now on Laura with that kick for the run at the end. Emma did look really good on the run. I just went to find the leaderboard for the weekend. Can't find it. All I see is season schedule. Maybe it's me, but doesn't it seem too easy to find? It's on Competition Corner, and you have to make sure you hit the leaderboard tab under World Fitness Project Tour Stop 2. Surprised I couldn't pause the stream to get up and get a drink or anything. Yeah. That's just, yeah. It was supposed to pause, but it does rewind. You can grab the dot on the line and pull it back. So So yeah. Yeah, and great point. I can't remember who said it. We'll see how good Laura is at the handstand push-ups this afternoon. They are strict, but they're not deficit, so she probably won't do that bad. It's strict deficit that are her biggest Achilles heel. So we'll see. Anything else going on, guys? Going into the weekend with college football on the mind. Big games tomorrow. Like I said, Ohio State here. Penn State plays at 3:30. And then we have Miami and Notre Dame on Sunday, and Clemson and LSU this weekend. So 3 big games playing this weekend. That's going to be fun. My question to you is, do you watch college football? Do you watch the WFP? Or do you watch neither? Ken, we're not even there yet. We're not. We'll talk about that next week. And that's a Monday nighter. We've got like ample time to talk about that game. Dan Church always throws this competition in that I can't pronounce. Vitruvian Games in the Northeast area for CrossFit. There you go. That's an option. David Johnson, I trained too much to keep up with anything else. You just finished the games, dude. Didn't you podium? Time to take a rest. At least a week off. How have your workouts at home been going? This has been a rough week. I'm actually, right after the show, heading to the doctor's for my follow-up. I've had a very bad sinus infection that leaked into my lungs. So it has been a rough go the last couple weeks, just getting through life. But I'm heading up to the doctor's right after this. I actually, the last 2 days have felt really good. Just a little bit of nasally stuff. So hopefully we're just about over that. Sabrina pulling for Colorado State for a big Washington upset. There we go. Yard work and a nap this weekend. There you go, Megan. That's the life right there. Corey would probably watch WFP if they weren't so hard to find. Amanda, college football on my TV, WFP on my phone. Jake, I watch random live shows on YouTube. Just go to the live button, see what's there. David Johnson, I compete again on the 13th. Can't relax yet. Dang. Just lining them up. Megan, all my friends texted me from back home telling me Taylor was at the Husker game, and I could not care less. Congratulations to old Tay and Travis Kelce getting engaged, and they went to the Nebraska Cincinnati game because Travis went to University of Cincinnati. He's an Ohio boy here in this state, so Texas is going to crack those Buckeyes. Please. I live here. I just can't take it anymore. David, is that MFC? No, they're not that soon. Corey, I think they're October. Where are the leaderboards for this weekend? Competition Corner. You have to type in World Fitness Project Tour Stop 2. Jake says naps are gay. I'm 55, Jake. Naps are sweet. I never get them. I take maybe 3 a year, but when I get them, I do enjoy them very, very much. Jay Birch is back on the volunteer trail. After doing the age group games, he's right back at it, doing a local fitness festival. How's your wife's recovery going? It's going really well. But the latest knee surgery, the knee didn't straighten like it should. So she's going through extra PT, which has been extremely painful, to try to get it to go straight. But she's almost there. And hopefully that will be done in the next few weeks, as we are flying to Montana to see my daughter, and we want her up and fully running at that point. Sabrina, I have to cast to the TV from my phone. I want to watch WFP. I'll be sitting in the back garden in my pants all weekend. There you go, Jan. I thought I heard you say yesterday that you like to just go with a shirt like Winnie the Pooh. I thought that's what I heard. I might be wrong. Fit Fest in North Carolina. There you go. Historic Fitness Pro Pickleball. Didn't even know that was a thing. All right. F1 Australian GP this weekend. I watch Drive to Survive. I think that's awesome. Maybe that'll get me into F1 by the time I get through everything. But I'm so far back, like the drivers have all changed. I don't even know who to root for yet. There we go. World Pickleball League. Yeah, great interview yesterday with Facundo. Guys, I still want to know if he's still connected to Mayhem. And I think like you were trying to ask him that, and he was trying to deflect that. But yet he holds Rich in such high esteem. Like, it's really weird that people just won't answer that question. But my gosh, he's been at Mayhem for what, 11 or 12 years? Crazy. Right. He coaches Mayhem athletes. I know that. But because of this whole thing with Malik, Jody, and Malik trying to buy CrossFit, and Facundo and Rich being involved, and Rich pulling out, Rich said that has meant that some of his friendships have been strained. So I don't know. There's something weird there. Then why does he have to adopt all his kids, man? Just saying. That's just bad joke, probably. Jan, I'd like to believe he's still with Mayhem. Me too. I love Facundo. Like, he's one of the nicest guys. I talked to him at the games. Yeah, I hope he's still there. I mean, he was there with Roman, doing all that. So I don't know. Yeah, I wanted that one back. You got me. That whole thing is weird. Rich is definitely doomsday prepping. I do not disagree. I think that is very, very accurate. Yes, Jake. Facundo is a very handsome man. All right, guys. I don't know if I want. I just hope that we are still, if we still have this magical thing called CrossFit at the end of the day. I don't want to dive way deep into this because I do have to go to my doctor's appointment this afternoon. And Jake and Jan have me now thinking, and I've got some things to say. I just don't know if I can get it all in today. But I feel very much like Jake, articulating how I think right in this moment with everything going on is very, very complicated and very, very hard. And I think that that is a lot of what's going on in the space, that people are having a hard time articulating how they feel about this whole thing. And then we get like half messages, and then it just makes it even more and more complicated. So yeah. I don't know. It's just, it's weird. I hope that something happens that makes sense, whoever it may be. Tim Murray is awesome. So Jan and Jake are having him on the show. That's cool. Tim's a good guy. Jake, the first into the second. I hope it makes sense with an S so that eventually it can make sense with a C. So I don't know. I don't know. And I don't even know how I feel about Rich, how much power he has. I think with all of us that kind of hang out in this world that are OG CrossFitters, Rich has a lot of pull. But just the everyday affiliate owner that has been running their business the way they have for years, I just don't know that he has that much pull with them. I don't know. Mark Phillips, I just see Rich protecting his assets, not necessarily positioning them. He is definitely positioning his assets to prepare for the inevitability, if it comes to that CrossFit is sold to someone he doesn't like. You don't bring on Austin Malialo without thinking in that direction. That's the move that makes this a serious thing. I think they talked about it on a podcast like 4 months ago about theoretically they could make Mayhem affiliates and have their own thing. And I think that ingest comment has rolled into maybe we need to do that or prepare for that if the inevitability is that someone owns this thing that we don't like. And now they are bunkered in and they are getting ready to do that just in case. That's a great question, Jake. Does Rich want to be the man who killed CrossFit? Wow. Just lay it out there. Joseph, I think Austin leaving speaks louder than Rich hiring him. I think if CrossFit continues down the path it has since 2018, corporate-wise, he could easily step in and offer an alternative, and he has the business and competition clout to do it. Maybe. What I found interesting is when Savon had Rich on, that they actually admitted that it actually started in 2017 when they brought on that CEO. because that's really where things started to kind of unravel, when he is the one who convinced Greg to shut off social media, to then fire the media company. I mean, insanity. Complete and utter insanity. Chris Beasterfield saved it. He could be known as the one who saved CrossFit. Could be. With Rich, let me pose this to you. Jake says, I disagree. It's 2016. The videos on the journal pointed toward it then. I'll give you that. But it's the first time people have gone further back than 18. And it may go back further. They obviously promised him something and then stuck him with the check at dinner. I just wonder, with Rich making this positioning and bunkering in like this, if there's not an investor who's willing to go grab him and move forward with him. It didn't work out with Malik, but that doesn't mean it can't work out with somebody else. I mean, if I'm a businessman and I'm sitting here looking at, like, I want to invest in this, how do I do it the most successfully? You've got a team with the right people. Just grab and go, right? Corey, if you go back and listen to the Rich interview with Savon, you'll see it there. It was the CEO that they hired back then. I don't think there can be a Mayhem and a CrossFit. This would cause an even bigger divide. Yeah, we don't need to divide it even more. Not at all. We need something that unifies it together, for sure. I will look up that CEO and I'll have it for you guys next show for sure. I know it. It's stuck in my head. I just can't get to that, access that folder for some reason. With that, guys, I got to get to a doctor's appointment. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Love you all. Taking the day off tomorrow. First time in whatever it was, 13 days, 14 days. We will see you Sunday night for Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. The girls are already texting me lots of stuff to put in the show, so it should be a fun night. And then we'll be back next Monday. I'll do a Labor Day show on Monday because not all of you live in the States and not all of you celebrate Labor Day. But anyway, we will talk to you all Sunday night. Don't forget, like, subscribe, guys. With that, I'm out.